So yesterday, we were treated with the second official trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, which is going to be 2024's only big theatrical release for Marvel Studios. I think it goes without saying that the absolute undisputed best part of this 2-minute-long trailer is the fact that it finally gave us Wolverine in his iconic classic yellow-blue costume in live action after 24 years of Hugh Jackman playing the character. That last and final shot of the trailer where we can see Wolverine and Deadpool jumping into a Doctor Strange portal is something I never thought I would see, at least during my lifetime, and I feel so lucky to be wrong. And this movie is reportedly going to be the first step towards MCU's build-up for its next big Avengers project, which is why this movie is so important for the future of the franchise going forward. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be largely a multiversal movie and is reportedly going to feature a ton of cameos from some of the most iconic Marvel characters. So, as suggested by the thumbnail and title of this video, I am going to reveal all those cameos that have been pretty much confirmed courtesy of the 2 official trailers that we have gotten so far. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Before going further, however, I am going to request you to spend just 1 second of your time to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because that is the only thing which motivates me to work harder and to bring you more and more such awesome contents. Okay, now let us get back to our discussion again. So, the first confirmed cameo for Deadpool 3 is Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, better known as Professor X. This one is probably the only cameo on this list, which I would say is still not an official confirmation but can be seen as a strong possibility for the moment. As a matter of fact, we did see the outline of a very interesting figure in the first trailer which very weirdly resembles Mr. Stewart's version of Professor X from the original Fox X-Men movies. Apart from that, there has been numerous reports of Mr. Patrick Stewart being seen at the filming location of the movie by several scoopers and insiders. However, at this moment there is no official confirmation of his cameo, but I really hope the character makes an appearance at some point during the movie. There is literally no dispute regarding the fact that Patrick Stewart's Professor X is probably one of the most legendary figures in pop culture history. To be honest, it almost feels like the writers of the 1960s X-Men comic books somehow found a way to go forward in time and were inspired by Patrick Stewart himself to create the character of Professor X. Patrick Stewart is literally Professor X for all intents and purposes. He looks exactly like him and practically has the exact same stoic look, the wisdom, the accent, the class, and most importantly the commanding presence of the character from the source material. As a matter of fact, he already had one MCU appearance in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So, his appearance in Deadpool 3, which seems quite a strong possibility, will be his second live-action appearance within the MCU. Speaking of Professor X, the next cameo on my list is actually an evil twin sister of Charles Xavier called Cassandra Nova, who was in fact a big takeaway from the second official trailer which dropped yesterday. The character was introduced way back in 2001 as part of the very first issue of Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's comic book series called The New X-Men issue number 114. In the comics, she is a bit of a psychopath and is one of the most hardcore villains to face the X-Men, more specifically her brother Professor X. She primarily shares the exact same set of powers as her brother, which is basically the ability to read and control a person's mind. The character will be played by actress Emma Corrin, who is in fact a very talented upcoming young actress. The next cameo on my list is someone who is in fact quite a familiar face among MCU fans, more specifically fans of Loki. Yes, I am talking about this giant smoke monster better known as the Alioth. His appearance is actually not surprising considering the fact that a major portion of the movie is reportedly said to take place within the Void. The character appeared twice during the second trailer. His first appearance was very quick and brief, which you can see over here. You can very clearly notice Alioth's distinct purple color and his giant face over here. His second appearance was at the very end of the trailer when Deadpool and Wolverine are seen running and jumping into this portal. If we closely notice the background behind this giant portal, we can spot the exact same purple-pink color clouds of Alioth. The next cameo on my list is actually not just one single cameo but a set of cameos who can be seen clearly in this shot with the giant Ant-Man mask in the background. First of all, the presence of this mask inside the Void could mean that this particular Ant-Man probably died, which eventually caused a major disturbance within the sacred timeline. Which is why his body had to be transported to the Void to protect the bigger multiverse. This could be a reference to the Old Man Logan comic book where one of the Hank Pym versions of Ant-Man was brutally killed by the Red Skull while he was in his giant enlarged form, which kind of explains the enormous size of his mask over here. So, the characters which you see in this shot are basically none other than some of the most familiar faces from the original X-Men movies. At the very left, we have Callisto, who was the mutant gladiator from X-Men The Last Stand. Then over here we have the very iconic character of Toad, who is clearly in his avatar from X-Men Days of the Future Past. Over here, we have Lady Deathstrike from X2. I think this character over here needs no introduction because the distinct red color on his face pretty much gives away his identity. Well, if you still have not figured it out, this is none other than Azazel from X-Men First Class. The next cameo on my list is Pyro, who is also a very popular character from the original X-Men series. We got a great look at him during the first official trailer, which you can currently see on your screen. This character is basically a mutant who has the ability to control fire. So, these are all the cameos that have been confirmed by the 2 trailers that we have gotten so far. However, there is one more cameo which has been 100% officially confirmed despite not appearing in any of the 2 trailers so far. I am talking about Jennifer Garner's Elektra, which was confirmed by The Hollywood Reporter way back in July of last year. If you are confused, let me inform you that Jennifer Garner played the role of Elektra in a 2003 standalone movie based off the Marvel character of the same name, and it was actually set in the same universe where the events of Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie took place. Apart from that, there is another cameo that has been causing quite a storm on social media recently. It is being reported by several sources that Taylor Swift is going to show up in the role of the MCU character called Dazzler for a short cameo. Dazzler is basically a mutant who has the ability to convert sound vibrations into high-energy beams, which she uses as her primary form of weaponry against her battles with other mutants. Other than that, there are some reports which also suggests that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man would show up at a particular scene during the 3rd act of the movie. However, I have some serious doubts about this rumor since there has been no reports about the same by any credible source so far. So, that is all I had to share in this video. Please let me know your own thoughts about these possible cameos in the comments down below. And please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.